Number 1. Which of the following is largely responsible for the success of Jamestown Colony? AJ. It is A. John Smith. John Smith said, if you don't work, you don't eat. So he motivated the people of Jamestown Colony to get to work, and that therefore led to the success of Jamestown. Okay? Number 2. All of the following are guaranteed in the First Amendment except. What is not a part of the First Amendment, JT? G. Right to bear arms. Okay, the right to bear arms. Very good. Right to bear arms is Second Amendment, so it would not be guaranteed in the First Amendment. Number 3. Which of the following resulted in a bicameral legislature? Okay, bicameral means two-house legislature. What'd you get on that one, Braden?
Answer the question.
D.
Good. Number 3 is D. It's the Great Compromise. Okay, the Great Compromise was a compromise between the Virginia plan and the New Jersey plan. Okay, and New Jersey wanted a compromise for small states where everyone had equal representation. Virginia wanted a compromise for bigger states where it was all based on population. And so we get this Great Compromise, which is how today we get our Senate and our House of Representatives. Okay, number 4, how is the steamboat different from earlier forms of river travel, Aaron? On number 4, it could travel what direction? Upstream. Very good. It could travel upstream, which is H. The steamboat was different because it could travel upstream.
I got the first word.
Number 5. The westward expansion shown on this map is most reflective of. Okay, you see the picture. What's that most reflective of, Bryson?
Oregon Trail.
It is most reflective of the Oregon Trail. Okay, the Oregon Trail started in Independence, Missouri, and ends up at the northwest of the United States in Oregon. Okay. Number 6. The Erie Canal was responsible for all of the following except. Okay, what'd you get on number 6, Maya?
I got G.
Okay, this one I felt like was a pretty tough question. The correct answer is actually J. Okay, and the reason you should have gotten this one correct is because the Erie Canal, where did we talk about the Erie Canal being built when we watched that video? What did the Erie Canal connect?
New York.
Something.
Okay, in New York. Good, Maya. Okay, you have a map right above you from number 5. Okay, where's New York? Everybody point to New York on there.
It's up
Okay,
in
it's up here in the northeast.
Oh, I pointed.
Okay, New York is up here. Everybody point to where New Orleans is.
It's down there by
Okay, New Orleans is down here by Texas. It's just to the right of Texas.
my mom.
Okay, so the Erie Canal up here in New York, is that going to connect people to the Port of New Orleans?
No.
No, okay? So the correct answer was J. It's not going to carry people to the Port of New Orleans. Number 7. Which form of transportation was the most important to the development west of the Mississippi River during the 19th century? Okay, the key word from here is the Mississippi River. What did you get, Austin? Okay. Okay, key word is river. River.
It's G.
What would help you travel in the river, Austin?
Wait for what?
Number 7. What would help you travel in the river?
A railroad.
Steamboat.
A railroad.
Steamboat. Steamboat, okay? This one, the correct answer, it was steamboat. Those of you that had it crossed off, we gave it to you correct, okay?
No, you didn't. If you did, I would have helped you.
On their test, it was crossed out. Like steamboats was crossed out, and it was the correct answer.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach. We got played pretty much.
Yes.
Mr. Glass gave us class 7 and I think 19. So if we missed that one, you should give it to us right now.
You got a 100. I think you'll be okay.
I want
Okay.
100.
Here we go. Number 8. The technology most associated with this land purchase. Okay, the land purchase in the image shown is the Gadsden purchase. What's most associated with the Gadsden purchase?
My mom.
Okay, Anna, what'd you get on number 8?
I got F.
I got H. I got H.
You got what?
I got H.
H. H is correct. Railroads are most associated with the Gadsden purchase. Yes, JT.
They couldn't build over the rocky and mountain land, so they got that part because it's flat. So
Exactly right. So right to the north of that, you see Colorado and New Mexico are in those territories. And if you guys know anything about Colorado, New Mexico, if somebody goes vacationing to Colorado and New Mexico, they might go skiing or something like that in those states because they have mountains. So through New Mexico and Colorado is very rocky. That's the Rocky Mountains. So they purchased this land in the territory that Gadsden purchased because it was flat, like JT was saying, for the railroads. Okay. Number 9. Which best describes the importance of the Fourth Amendment, Bryson? Fourth Amendment, you got A. What permits ownership of firearms? What amendment? What amendment permits the Second Amendment, ownership of firearms? Okay, what's the correct answer? It is C. Protects citizens from unreasonable searches and seizure. Okay, that means they can't search your home and take your stuff unless they have what? A warrant. Okay. Which of the following would Henry David Thoreau have championed? Champion means like, what would he agree with? What would he support?
I put H.
H. Refusing to pay unfair taxes is correct. What did you say? F. Fighting the police in the streets after the Super Bowl. Number 11. Why was the use of the telegraph in the 1800s a revolution in communication? Okay, this one I also thought was a pretty tough question because some of these answer choices are pretty similar and they sound the same. Okay, there's one answer choice I feel like is definitely way wrong. Which one out of the 4 answer choices do you think is really wrong? It's not right at all. D, right? It says that they could transmit images. Okay? You think in the 1800s they could send pictures to each other?
No.
Okay, no.
Yeah, that is so close.
Yeah, they didn't. So that D is definitely not correct. We could automatically cross out D. Then we got it narrowed down to A, B, and C. Okay, so as you read through these answer choices, you guys need to pick the answer that is best, that sounds the best. It's and the answer choice is C. Americans could communicate across great distances quickly. Okay, the key word in the other answer choices is instantly. It says they could communicate instantly, or they could retrieve information almost instantly. Okay, instant, that'd be like today's technology. Like when you send a text, it pretty much goes through instantly, right? But through Morse code, how long do you think it takes them to write down that message and get that? Okay, it takes a little bit. It's quick, okay, way quicker than, traveling and sending that message or something. It's gonna be, I mean, maybe it tops an hour, right? 30 minutes to an hour, but is it instant?
No.
No. Okay, so the correct answer was C because it says across great distances quickly. It was quick, but it wasn't instant. All right. Number 13. Which of the following actions by William Penn? Wait, I skipped one. Sorry. Number 12. Which amendment states that any power not given to the federal government is reserved for the states? Okay, this is the concept of federalism. Which amendment gives us the concept of federalism, Braden? Good, Bryson. Say it again. The 10th.
Braden?
Okay, the 10th Amendment. 10th Amendment gives us the concept of federalism. Okay, you should have been able to eliminate a few of these. Okay, the 5th Amendment, if someone says, I plead the 5th, what does that mean? I plead the 5th. Someone said, good, okay, you don't have to talk. You have the right to remain silent, right? If you were out at a friend's house and somebody says, hey, where were you? And you didn't want them to know you're hanging out with that friend, and you say, I plead the 5th, right? Yeah, I plead the 5th. And that means I'm keeping the right to remain silent on that one. Okay.
I'm gonna start using that.
The 8th Amendment. 8th Amendment is no cruel and unusual punishments. Okay, so we can automatically eliminate those two. We know that the 10th is the concept of federalism. Okay, which of the following actions by William Penn supports the idea of a Republican government? Okay, what did William Penn do? AJ, what'd you get on 13? D, all of the above. Okay, William Penn, he wrote Pennsylvania's first constitution. He granted the colonists the right to elect representatives, and he allowed 3 lower counties to form their own legislature. Okay, this was information we learned earlier in the school year. You had to think back to William Penn. What do we know, Kayana, what was the religion of people in Pennsylvania, in William Penn? What was their religion? Maya.
Quakers.
They were Quakers, okay? And JT, what do we know about the Quakers? Were they pretty exclusive in like a tight-knit group, or did they allow multiple people to come into their state?
Multiple people.
Good, okay, they're pretty inclusive, meaning they allow lots of people to kind of come in and practice their religion freely. They were all about freedom of religion and being inclusive. And so they're going to be all about people's rights in Pennsylvania. And so anything that really has to do with people's rights and forming their own self-government things, that's going to have to do with William Penn. The correct answer for 13 was D. Okay, 14. Which of the following is an example of civil disobedience against the practice of slavery? Okay, what was civil disobedience? First who wrote civil disobedience?
No, Henry Thoreau.
Henry Thoreau, very good. Okay, and so what would be an example of it, Maya? The Underground Railroad. And who did the Underground Railroad? There you go, Harriet Tubman. Okay, the correct answer for 14 was J, the Underground Railroad. Okay, civil disobedience, Underground Railroad. They're disobeying in a civil manner. They're not hurting anybody, they're just trying to escape. Okay. 15. Who inspired Gandhi and Martin Luther King with their writings?
Henry David Thoreau.
Henry David Thoreau. Okay, B. 16. The final settlement location of the Mormons is best demonstrated with which location? Where did they settle at, the Mormons?
A.
It is A, which was Utah. Okay, Mormons settled in Utah.
Are they in Utah?
In Utah, are they short? I don't think so. I think they're just normal people. But
Well, no, Utah.
oh, I get what you're saying.
Are you Utah?
What is one argument that reformers used in the early 1800s for government financing of public education? Okay, what did they make an argument for about education? Why did we need education, Braden? So what'd you get on 17? B. Okay, the argument was that democracy needs educated citizens in order to function properly. So in order to have a successful country, in order to progress, in order to function properly, we need education. Okay, that was the argument that was being made. That was B.
What number?
That was 17. 17 was B. 18. Why did many reformers support the temperance movement in the early 1800s? Okay, why did they support it, AJ? H is correct. Reformers were concerned alcohol was having a negative effect on American society. Okay, so as soon as you see the word temperance, you should automatically associate the temperance movement with alcohol and the negative impact that they felt that it was having on the country. 19. How did reformers influence U.S. education in the early 1800s? Okay, very good. The first public schools were open, which was A. Okay, Dorothea Dix. On 20, what did Dorothea Dix do?
She made a.
Okay, J. She helped convince politicians to create separate facilities for mental patients. Okay, it was all about getting mental patients the proper care and the proper facilities. Okay. What is the correct order of the United States acquiring these territories? What did you get, AJ?
C.
C. Okay, first we got the Louisiana Purchase. Okay, then we got Florida. Then we got the Oregon Territory, and then the Mexican Cession.
Oh, I got
Got them backwards.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got D.
Which of the following completes the graphic organizer? Okay, meetings are held across the country. Sale of liquor is dropping. There are laws regulating alcohol. What'd you get, Kayana, on 22?
Bless you.
I hiccup.
Is that a sneeze?
I hiccup.
Okay, F, the temperance movement is correct. Okay,
Let's go.
23. 19th century reformers improved the care for disabled people by leading efforts to do what?
A.
D.
And
It is A, build new hospitals for the mentally ill, because a hospital is a what?
L.
What it was, better, better facilities, okay, better facilities, hospital. Do what?
Care is a key word in
Yes.
this question.
Okay, 24, last one. Reformers' efforts of the women's rights movement of the 19th century helped to bring about what? What did they get? JT?
a shortening of work
A
hours.
shortening of work hours to 10 hours.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
on the GIM kit it said they got a what?
Reduction.
Reduction. Okay, they got a reduction in the workday. Okay, who was an advocate for women's rights?
Dorothea Dix.
Okay, she's more mental health, mentally
Oh,
ill.
yeah, sorry.
What was? There's two we talked about. Susan
Susan.
Susan B. Anthony, and
Katy Perry.
Oh,
Elizabeth Katie Stanton.